primary and the secondary. We also have the methods in collection of data, then presentation of data. Yan. So when it comes to presentation of data, we have three forms. We have the textual, we have the tabular, and we have the graphical form. Wherein, textual, of course, in paragraph form yun. So, the number of students enrolled in mathematics in the modern world. O, kapag textual siya, there are 350 students enrolled in Mr. Jacinto's class in his mathematics in the modern world. There are seven sections, namely BSIT 1I, BSIT 1J, BSOA 1A to C, BS Infotech 1C and 1D. There are 33 students in BS Infotech 1D, 37 in BS Infotech 1C, 44 in BSIT 1J, 61 in BSIT 1I. We have 53, 51, 49 for BSOA 1A, BSOA 1B, and BSOA 1C respectively. So, ganun yung paraan ng pag-textual form. Kapag tabular form, of course, you know you're just going to make a table. Yan, ganyan. So, BSOA or BSOA, then we have 35, 33, mga ganun. Then, of course, the very important thing there is the frequency distribution table. Okay? So, the frequency distribution table, ito kasi yung parang basic na gagawin natin when we are solving something. So, when we're going to solve later on the measures of central tendency and the measures of position, the measures of dispersion variability, and then, yan. So, the frequency distribution table. So, we have many parts here. So, oops. Let's open na lang a new one. Okay. Nakikita nyo ba? Malinis na ba?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here we have what we call the class interval. So the class interval or the class limits. So ito yung 35 to 43. Doon naman sa class boundaries, ito yung true class boundaries. Ito yung wala ata dyan. So true class boundaries. So the true class boundaries, then we have the class frequency, the class mark or the midpoint, class size, width, or length. So makikita natin yan sa paggawa natin ng frequency distribution later. So yeah, so for the first one, the first thing that you must have to find is the range, wherein maximum minus minimum or the highest number minus the lowest number. So, punta kaagad na lang tayo doon sa step. So, ayan. Dito sa ating nag-gather na data, we have 35 as the lowest number and 99 as the highest number. Kaya doon, nakuha natin yung 64. Kasi 99 minus 35 is equal to 64. That is how you're going to get the range. Then, number of classes or the number of class width. So, dito, ito yung binigay ng ating module or in yan. Pero yung sinasabi ko sa inyo noon na yung shortcut or yung another way is for you to have the square root of n. So, di ba yung n natin, our n is equal to 50. So, ayun, n is equal to 50. So, kunin daw natin yung square root ni 50. So, the square root of 50 is equal to 7.07. Wherein, yung sinabi ko sa inyo is round it off to the nearest odd number. nearest odd number, kaya doon si 7. So kung nakikita nyo, parehas siya na 7 doon. Okay? Then for your class width, ang paraan ng pag-solve naman natin ng class width ay class width ay C. So we have K is equal to 7, C is equal to R over K, wherein 64 divided by 7 is equal to 9. Okay, of course, round it off to the nearest whole number. So those are the things that we need so that we can form the first part of our frequency distribution table, which is the class interval. Before that, do you have questions? May tanong po ba tayo?
None, sir.
Okay, so let's proceed. Let's proceed. So, 35. So, magsisimula tayo sa pinakamaliit na number natin doon, which is 35. Then, since ang class width natin ay 9, gagawin natin is 35 to 43 is 9. So, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43 is 9. So, yun yung gamit ng ating C. Yung K natin is 7. Bilangin natin to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pero 7 dapat siya. Okay? So there are cases na maging 8. Yan. Kasi kung minsan parang yung range ng ating masyadong malawak yung range ng ating observation. So yun nagkakaroon ng 8. Pero when you're going to solve that one, ganon. So kung naging 8 man siya, you just have to follow this one pa rin. Na dapat wag niyong isiksik doon sa isang Example dito maging 89 to 99. Hindi pwedeng ganon. Okay? Yan. So, yun. So that is the first thing that we need to do, the class interval. After the class interval, we are going to tally that one. How are we going to tally? Of course, hanapin natin doon sa ating observations kung ilan yung 35 to 43. So balik tayo doon sa taas. Ilan dito ang 35 to 43? Kung hanapin natin si 35 lang ang number from 35 to 43. So yun yung lumabas na 1. For 42 to 52 ay 44 to 52, magbilang tayo. 44 to 52, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. So, dun lalabas si 5. Okay? So, that is how you're going to get the frequency. Ayan. Okay? May tanong doon sa ating pagtatali?
Wala, sir.
Okay, that's good then. Then, after getting the frequency of those ones, ang next na kukunin natin is yung midpoint. Paano ba natin kukunin yung midpoint ng isang frequency distribution? So, ang gagawin lang natin is 35 plus 43 divided by 2. So, 35 plus 43 is 78 divided by 2, which is equal to 39. Okay, so that is how you're going to get the class midpoint or the um, class mark. Class mark yung isang tawag doon. Okay? Then we have the true class boundaries. Hindi nalagay dito pero kailangan natin yung tinatawag natin na true class. Yung sinulat ko kanina, which is the true class boundaries. Okay? So how are we going to find the TCB or the true class boundaries? The only thing that we're going to do is, let's say dito, 35 to 43. This is minus 0.5. This is plus 0.5. So, kapag isusulat natin yung true class boundaries natin, it would be 34.5 to 43.5. Okay. The next one there is 43.5 to 52.5. Okay, what is the next? What is the next class?
Sir, 52.5.
52.5 to
53.5. Ay, 60.
53.5?
Ay, sa may ano, sir.
59.5.
Ha?
Ay,
61.5.
point
61.5.
60.5.
61.5.
5.
Tama, 61.5. Next,
61.5 to 70.5.
70.5. And so on until we have here 97.5 to 106.5. Yan. Okay, so do you have question in finding the TCB or the true class boundaries of a certain frequency distribution table?
None, sir.
None, sir.
Okay, then let's proceed to the cumulative frequency. Yan. So our cumulative frequency, na-discuss ko naman to noon na kapag less than cumulative frequency, you're going to start with the lowest interval, then mag-start ka. So you just copy that one, then 1 plus 5 is 6, 6 plus 9 is 15 until you go to 50. For more than cumulative frequency, mag-start ka naman sa 50 pababa. So kung napapansin mo 50, then ito naman yung magkaparehas 3 and 3. So that is how you're going to get the less than cumulative and more than or greater than cumulative frequency of um, certain frequency distribution table. So those are the parts of a frequency distribution table. So kung yan, of course, dagdag natin dito si true class boundaries, si TCB. Kasi yung mga to gagamitin natin in our next lesson, which is the measures of central tendency. Naaalala niyo ba yung measures of central tendency ninyo nung grade 8 kayo? May nakakalala ba? Anyone from the class?
Sir, mean
Okay, what?
median mode.
Yes. So our three measures of central tendency are the mean, median, and mode. But before that one, let's go to the graphical form here. Okay? Meron pa pala. Akala ko tapos na yun. Yan. So, on the graphical form, naaalala nyo doon yung ating types of graph for in the bar graph, circle graph, line graph, pictograph, circle, or pie graph. Yan. Pero when it comes to statistics, yung types of graph na ginagamit natin is histogram and frequency polygon. Ayan. So kung dito, hindi to magkaparehas kanina. So if you're going to make a histogram of this one, so let's try to make a histogram. So di ba yung kung napapansin nyo, ang parts ng histogram is frequency sa ating y-axis and class boundary sa ating x-axis. So if you're going to put that one, let's say if you're going to make a histogram of our activity there. So let's say we have here, what is the true class boundaries? Ang ilalagay natin dito is 34.5. The next one is 43.5. Then 52.5, 61.5, 70.5, 79.5, 88.5, 97.5. Then we have there 106.5. Then let's say our ano is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So kung napapansin nyo, may space dyan. So ang gagawin natin dyan is lagyan natin ng kunting ganon. That means kasi na mag-start tayo sa 34.5. So ilan yung frequency daw ni 34.5? It is 1. So if you're going to have that 1, 1. Next, 5. 5. Then we have there 9, 10, 8, 5, 9, and then we have there 3. Yan. So, kung napapansin nyo, sa histogram natin, connected yung mga bar natin. Di ba sa ating bar graph, ganun, medyo may spaces siya. Pero sa histogram, since the relationship of our class boundaries ay magkakatapat, so yun yung rason kung bakit magkakadikit yung mga graph natin sa isang histogram. So that is an example of a histogram. Then frequency polygon, parang gano'n na rin sa ating histogram. Yan. So the measures of central tendency, we have there the 3 measures of central tendency: the mean, the median, and the mode. Okay? So kapag mean ang pinag-uusapan natin, kapag mean, this is the other term for mean is average actually. So kung averaging, alam niyo naman ang gagawin niyo, i-add niyo lahat, then i-divide niyo so kung ilan yung meron doon. So that is mean. Okay, so mean, let's say we have here, what is the mean of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5? So i-add natin, 5 plus 4 is, or 4 plus 1 is 5 plus 5, 10 plus 5, 15. So 15 divided by ilan? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. So 15 divided by 3, divide by 5 is 3. So our mean is 3. Kapag naman median tayo, kapag median naman yung pinag-uusapan natin, ano yung central number natin? Okay? So let's say median, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So ilan, ano yung panggitnang number natin? It is this one. Pero ang alalahanin nyo, you must have to arrange that one into ascending order or descending order. So yan. So 3 is our median. Pero kapag even numbers, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Di ba andito yung median natin. So anong gagawin natin? Let's add 3 and 4. 3 plus 4 divided by 2 is 3.5. So our median is 3.5. Kapag naman mode, okay, kapag naman mode tayo, ang pinag-uusapan natin, ano yung parang pinakamadami doon? Let's say 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5. Yan. What is the mode of this observation? We have there 2 and 3 kasi dalawang 4 ay dalawang, so 4 pala yun. Dalawang 4, dalawang 2, so our modes are 2 and 4. Okay? So ano ang tawag natin kapag walang mode or let's say 1, 2, 3. Ang tawag na natin doon is a modal. A modal. Okay? Kapag naman iisa, of course mode. Kapag dalawa, parang ganito, ang tawag daw natin doon ay bimodal. Okay? Bimodal. Kapag marami daw, let's say meron tayong 5, ang tawag daw natin doon ay multimodal. Okay? So those are some additional learnings na andun na may bibigay ko sa inyo about modes. Okay? So that is for ungroup data. Meron kasi tayong tinatawag na ungroup, ungroup at saka group data. Kasi kapag ungroup data, ito yon. Pero kapag group data, marami kasi tayong numbers kaya hindi natin iano sa ungroup. Kundi, if a frequency distribution table natin sila before we're going to solve the mean, median, and mode. Okay, so do you have questions on the mean, median, mode of ungrouped data?
None, sir.
Do you sure? Are you sure na wala kayong tanong?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have the mean for group data. If you're going to have the mean for group data, um, ito yung magiging formula natin. Sample mean and population mean. Pero karamihan pa rin is, basta mean is equal to the, um, ay, hindi pala, ungroup pala yan. Basta yung mean natin for group data is yan. Yung magiging, yan yung magiging formula natin. Basta ang alalahanin nyo, basta mean is equal to summation of f of x over n. So, parang for sample and population, pero parehas lang din naman yan. So, f of x, f times x over n. So, kung ang unang gagawin niyo is for you to make the frequency distribution table. Then after that, you're going to multiply x and f para makuha niyo si f of x. So, let's say dito, 49 to 55 is 3. The x is 52. So 3 times 52 is 156. 6 times 59 is equal to 354. Then after that, i-add nyo lahat yung ito. Yung sagot niya is 3,580. Divide it by n, which is 50. Kaya yung lalabas na sagot natin doon is 71.60. Okay. Punta tayo doon sa example natin. Yung first na yun. So let's go to Excel. Okay, can you see the Excel? Okay, yan. So, sino yan? So, let's say, alisin natin yung mga yan. Okay. Alam ko yung mga magagaling mag-Excel dyan. Mandali lang to sa inyo. So, let's say ganyan, di ba yung ano natin kanina? Yung 35 to 43, 98 to 106. So, di ba, f times x, multiply mo siya. Kung kung gusto niyo ng mas accurate, gamit kayo ng Excel. So, ang gagawin niyo lang ay equals 1 times 39. Then, enter. Yan, 39. Kung gusto niyo, then, meron siyang ano doon, you can just double click that one. Yun, lumabas na yung sagot. Okay, so 5 times 48 is 240. 9 times 57 is 513. 10 times 66 is 660. 8 times 75 is 600. Then after that, you're going to add all of this one para makuha nyo yung summation na to. Para i-add nyo, just highlight that one, then click auto sum, boom. The answer is 3,615. Okay? Then, di ba, dun sa mean natin, i-divide natin to and this one. So, you just put equals, click that one, divided by, click that one, enter. The answer is 72.3. Okay, so that is how you're going to get the mean for group data. Nakuha ba? May tanong po tayo sa ating mean for group data. Wala siguro. Okay, so yan for median for group data. Okay, so for median for group data, ito ang ating formula wherein LB is the lower boundary and then CFP is the cumulative frequency or the less than cumulative frequency before the median class. Then we have I is the class interval or the class size, then frequency of the median class. How are we going? The first thing that we're going to do is for us to find the median class. Okay, how are we going to find the median class? By using this one. So n over 2, n over 2. So we have there 50 divided by 2. What is 50 divided by 2? 25. Okay, then we're going to look for 25. So let's say dito sa example natin, yan. Saan yung 25 dyan? It is this one. So that means that we're going to highlight this class. Yan. And this is our median class. So median class. Ayan, median class. Then, what is the lower boundary of the median class? Di ba kung pag ilalagay natin siya, it would be 61.5 to 70.5. Yung ito yung lower boundary, ito yung upper boundary. So, ang kukunin natin dyan is 61.5. So, if you're going to write that one, it would be 61.5 plus n over 2, which is 50 divided by 2 minus the frequency of the median class, then frequency of the median class and the cumulative frequency before the median class. Ang sabi dun before the median class, yung CF natin. So saan dito yung before the median class? Cumulative frequency before the median class, it is 15. Kasi before the median class. So 15. Then what is the frequency of our median class? 10. So yung 15 natin, ilalagay natin siya sa CF. Ito yung 15 natin. So minus 15 over frequency of the median class is 10 times, meron pa, huwag niyong kalimutan yung I doon, 9. Okay? So you're just going to find for this one, then you can now solve. 50 divided by 2 is 25, minus 15 is 10, divided by 10 is 1, times 9 is 9. So our answer there is 70.5. Okay? 70.5. Okay? I hope na magkaparehas yung kung tinry nyo ding i-solve. I think the answer is 70.5 din naman. Okay? So that is how you're going to find the median class. Do you have questions? Yes, Elaine?
None, sir.
Ay, akala ko yung nagtumutunog kanina. Parang may nag-raise ng hand kanina. Oh, may tanong kayo. Class, may tanong ba? Wala?
Sir, ako po.
What's your question?
Sir, saan ulit nakuha yung ano yung sa may 50 divided by 2 minus 50, yung sa may 15 po, tapos divided by 10.
Wait. So, yung ito ba? Ito? Ito ba?
Yes, sir.
So, saan yung nakuha yung 15 at saka yung 10? Tama?
Yes, sir.
Okay, di ba? Yung CFP natin, ito yung ating 15. And ang sabi niya doon is CFP is the less than cumulative frequency before the median class. So kung balik tayo doon sa taas, before the median class. Sabi niya before the median class. So before the median class. Yan. Again, this is our median class. Madinamat. This is our median class. Yan. So, ang sabi niya doon is before the median class. So, meaning yung before is yung mas nauna kay median class, which is this class, di ba? Ito yung
Yes, sir.
class natin. Okay? Then dito, kukunin mo daw yung cumulative frequency less than cumulative frequency ng mas nauna, which is 15. Doon natin nakuha si 15. Nakuha?
Okay, sir.
Then yung isa naman, yung isa, di ba ang FMD sabi niya, frequency of the median class. Frequency of the median class. Ito yung median class natin. Ano yung frequency niya? It is
10, sir.
10. Yes. So that is how we got 15 and 10 there. Clear na ba?
Opo.
Okay. That's good then. So yan. That is how we find. Then of course, 50 divided by 2. Depende sa inyo kung paano kayo mag-solve. 50 divided by 2 is 25. Minus 15 is 10. 10 divided by 10 is 1. 1 times 9 is 9. Then 9 plus 61.5 is equal to 70.5. So our median is 70.5. Okay? May tanong?
None, sir.
Wala, sir.
Okay, let's proceed to the mode for group data. Yung mode for group data ay parang ganito din. So the first thing that you're going to find is the modal class. 'Di ba? Kanina median class, ngayon naman ay modal class. Ayan, modal class. So how are you going to find the modal class? Hanapin ninyo yung may pinaka mataas yung frequency. So doon tayo sa example natin sa taas, pabayaan nyo na yung mga example, yun ay example for your reading. So ang gagawin natin is yung ito. So let's erase that one. Okay. Saan dyan yung may pinakamataas yung frequency? Yung 10. Yung 10. So kung mapapansin nyo, actually, karamihan magkaparehas pa rin yung ating magkaparehas yung ating median class at modal class actually. Karamihan ay magkaparehas sila. Okay, so yan. So yan, yung ating magiging modal class. Yan. So from the modal class, hanapin natin yung hinahanap or gustong i-ano ng ating Moodle class. So, of course, the first one is the lower boundary. Again, yung lower boundary natin kanina is 61.5 plus d sub 1. The difference of the frequency of the modal class and the frequency preceding the modal class. So, di ba, difference of the frequency of the modal class, frequency, and the frequency preceding the modal class. So, preceding mas nauna. So, tignan natin. Ah, kung na kung naaalala nyo yung frequency natin sa taas, it is 1, 5, 9, 10, 8, 5, 9, 3 ata yung frequency. Wait, tignan natin kung tama yun. 1, 5, 9, 10, 8, 5, 9, 3. Tama. So, yun yung frequency natin. Ang sabi doon, so let's just copy that one. Parang yun na yung nasa baba natin. Ang sabi doon is difference of the frequency of the modal class. Di ba? Ito yung modal class natin. Frequency of the modal class minus the frequency preceding or nauna. So, 10 minus 9 is 1. So, yun yung yung d sub 1 natin over 1 plus frequency of the modal class, frequency after the modal class iso nga sa baba. Kaya sa baba iso nga 10 minus 8 is 2. So, 2. So, yan. Then, of course, don't forget the class size, which is 9.
9.
Yan. Okay. Okay, so if we're going to solve that one, it would be 61.5 plus 1 over 3 times 9. Okay, so we can cancel this one. 3 maging 1, 9 maging 3. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 61.5 is 64.5. So our mode is 64.5. Okay, so that is how you're going to get um, the mode for group data, the median for group data, the mean for group data, and the mean median mode for ungrouped data. Yan lang naman ang pinag-uusapan natin when we're talking about measures of central tendency. Yun lang naman yung ang tawag doon, yung tatlo lang na yun, mean, median, and mode. Do you have question
Sir.
tungkol doon? I hope na clear kahit konti, na nakatulong kahit konti yung yan sa pagsagot nyo soon sa activity ninyo, which will be submitted on November 17. Okay? Then the next measure that we have is the measures of dispersion. Okay? So the measures of dispersion, okay? For the measures of dispersion naman, meron tayong dispersion or variability, variability or spread. Okay? So parang dito kasi sa measures of dispersion, 'di ba kanina dun sa measures of central tendency natin ay hinahanap natin ang gitna or the central number. While for measure of dispersion or measures of dispersion, we are finding the scatteredness or the dispersion or the spread. Okay. Gaano kawatak ang mga scores ng estudyante? Yan, mga ganyan. So, measures of dispersion. So, kanina meron tayong tatlo. Nauna naman, meron ulit tayong um, tatlong measures of dispersion. We have the range, the variance, and the standard deviation. For range, for range, nakuha nyo na sa pagkuha ng frequency distribution table, kaya alam nyo na, which is the higher number or the highest value minus the lowest value. So that is for the range. And meron dito yung mga characteristics of range. So easy to compute kasi isusubtract mo lang naman yung mataas at mababang score. Pero when it comes to stability, hindi very stable or hindi mo makukompute ng husto yung gusto mong makompute. Kaya dun lalabas sina variance and standard deviation. So, variance and standard deviation. So, ano yung connection ni variance and standard deviation? Actually, si variance is S squared or yan. Pero si standard deviation ay S or yan. Okay? So, that means that standard deviation is the square root of the variance. Okay? So, para makuha mo si standard deviation, kukunin mo muna si variance para square root mo lang siya. Yan. Ang variance and standard deviation. Let's have an example kaagad. Example na lang tayo para makuha natin kung paano si variance and standard deviation. Okay. Yan. So, for your variance, ang unang gagawin natin dyan is for us to find the mean. So, mean. Okay. So, paano natin makuha yung mean? Mean ay kunin natin yung average nila. So, kapag meron kang Excel, naka-Excel ka, mas madali kasi kung minsan kung Excel eh. So, you're just going to find equals average average of this one, 5.8. Yung average nilang anim. So, 1 plus 5 plus 8 plus 9 plus 6 is equal to, this is equal to 29 divided by 5 is 5.8. Then, after that one, ang gagawin daw natin is yung x minus mean. So, ang gagawin natin ay 1 minus 5.8. So, gamitin ko sa Excel equals 1 minus 5.8, negative 4.8. Next, equals 5 minus 5.8, negative 0.8, equals 8 minus 5.8, 2.2, 9 minus 5.8, then 6 minus 5.8. Ayan. Then after that, square down natin. So the body dito is, kung square mo siya, it is equal to negative 4.8 times negative 4.8 or yung sarili niya. Ayan. Then kung naka-Excel ka, then just double click the square. Then lumabas na yung sagot. Ayan. Then after that, i-add mo lahat to. So yun yung magsasagot dito. So this one, auto sum. So ayan. 38.8 divided by 5. So, 38.8 divided by 5, kapag i-divide mo siya, so yan, dito, 38.8 divided by 5, ang sagot natin ay 7.76. So, that is our variance. Then, kung kukunin mo yung square root ni 7.76, ang magiging sagot ay 2.79, which is the standard deviation. Okay? Yan, ang pagkuha natin ng variance and standard deviation for ungrouped data. Ayan, for ungrouped data na naman yan. Iba na naman kapag group data. So for group data, yan. Yan, for group data, ito yung gagamitin nating formula. So, S squared, that is for sample, and yan. So for sample variance, it would be n times the summation of fx squared, yan. Okay, so this, meron namang ditong example. We have here an example, compute for the variance and standard deviation. Yan. Okay, so kung titignan nyo, magkaparehas lang naman yung ginawa natin kanina doon sa ating sinosolve dito. Okay, do you have questions?
Sir, balik po sa may formula. Kinokopya ko po kasi.
Ha? Meron naman to sa sa module nyo.
Ay, kung sir, ini-screenshot ko po. Para alam ko yung procedure.
So yan. So that ends our lesson 1 to 3. So that ends our lesson 1, 2, and 3 about the collection and presentation of data, measures of central tendency, and measures of dispersion or variability. Okay, so this is just a supplementary discussion on our module for lesson 1 to 3 for you to be able to answer correctly our activity 4.1. Okay, questions?
None, sir.
Okay, so for this one, learning activity 4.1, this will be submitted on November 17, if I'm not. Oh, yes, this is November 17. Okay, so dito, ang hahanapin nyo dito muna, ang gagamitin nyo dito sa 1 is ungrouped data. Of course, ungrouped naman siya eh. Ungrouped data. While dito, group data. Kasi, kung bakit siya ungroup, kasi okay lang na mabilang natin siya eh. Nabibilang natin sila. Pero dito kasi, ang dami, masyadong madami, kaya kailangan nating i-group. So, for number 1, ungroup. So, for number 2, we're going to use group. Medyo matrabaho to, kasi di ba mean, median, mode, variance, standard deviation. Dito naman, compute the mean, median, mode, variance, standard deviation. Then, graphical presentation pa. Construct a frequency distribution table and yan. So, matrabaho yung 4.1 natin. I think, hindi ko alam kung ilang points to. Pero kung titignan nyo kasi, if I'm going to score that one later on, kapag gumawa kayo ng frequency distribution, malamang this is 1 point, 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 1 point. Oh, 1 point, 1 point, 1 point, 1 point, 1 point. Kaya 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 9. Meron pa yung TCB natin, kaya 7. That is 63. Oh, plus yung iba pa. Plus yung iba pang isosolve nyo. Let's say, mean, that is 5 points, 5 points, 5 points, 5 points, 5 points. Kaya medyo malaki yung scoring natin dyan. So, dapat you must be careful in answering or constructing the frequency distribution table kasi kahit na konti or 1 point lang na isang punto, isang pagkakamali lamang sa paggawa ng frequency distribution table ay mamamali na yung mga next na solutions ninyo. Okay? So, yan. So, yung submission nyo ng 4.2 is next after 17/24, Wednesday. So, parang Wednesdays yung paraan ng pag-submit ninyo ng modules ninyo. Okay? So, meron po ba tayong tanong? Class? Are you sure?
Isa.
Ha? 96. 3 sections, ma'am. Okay, so if you have no questions, as usual, mag-photo op tayo. So you can now open your cameras. Nagmukat kayo pa basit ah. Okay, so the others, please take a screenshot also, then send nyo sa ating GC. Para hindi lang ako ang mag, ano, para hindi lang ako ang mag-screenshot. Okay, so kung wala na talagang tanong, see you around. Good luck in answering your activities, not only mathematics, but also your other subjects. So, goodbye. Kung may tanong kayo, pwede kayong magpaiwan at sasabihin nyo
Bye,
lang sa akin.
sir.
Sir.
Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
so much, sir.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir.
Salamat.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Punta mo sa kusina ko.
Ay, Bob. Ma'am.